for me to start a business, first of all, was a huge mindset shift, because I was in a very good college, engineering college in Bangalore, and the placements were great, the packages were great, I was good academically. If you're a student, the best time to start up is college. I worked there for almost 1 year, and then unfortunately the founder of that particular startup had to move to US, and unfortunately I had to close it because
हेलो गाइस, आपको भी अपना स्टार्टअप स्टार्ट करना है बट डोंट नो हाउ टू स्टार्ट विद इट. आपको भी आइडिया है बट डोंट नो इम्प्लीमेंट कैसे करें. व्हाट आर द थिंग्स दैट यू नीड टू अवॉइड ड्यूरिंग अ स्टार्टअप. सो टू हेल्प यू आउट विद ऑल दिस क्वेरीज वी हैव अ वेरी स्पेशल मेंटर विद अस, Sarang. So who is the CEO and the co-founder of Inovact, the platform where we can connect to the million students in just 60 seconds. So sir, I welcome you to the today's session. Can you tell us Can you tell us more about yourself?
First of all, thank you, Jehak, for inviting me to your lovely podcast. Well, as you know, my name is Sarang and I run a company called Innovact. I would like to introduce myself as an engineer by degree and an entrepreneur by spirit. That's how I introduce myself. So, at Innovact, we're building a social network where students and entrepreneurs can collaborate on projects and ideas in 2 simple steps, with added benefits of incentives for building and sharing proof of work on our platform. So that's basically a bit about me and what I'm building.
So sir, like that's really great. How you started your journey to the CEO of Innovact? Like how you thought about this idea?
Sure. Okay, so it's a long story, but I'll try to keep it very short. See, when I was in the first year of engineering, right? So I was very fortunate to have gotten an opportunity to intern at a startup, right? That was 6 years ago, and that was how I was introduced to this entire startup ecosystem and the entire entrepreneurship ecosystem, right? So I was interning there for about a year, and the startup was incubated in my college, right? So I was more like a management guy. I used to handle a couple of workshops and maintain logistics, run operations, all those things. But I worked there for almost 1 year, and then unfortunately the founder of that particular startup had to move to US for his further studies, right? And and then the startup was shut down, right? At least in the college. So then I was just thinking, what next? What should I do? I'm still in second year of engineering, and I have some experience with working in startups. So how do I go about my career, right? So, and at that point I realized engineering is not for me. I mean, although I was good at academics, but I wanted to do something more, right? Something adventurous in life. And that's when I started building a electric vehicle company, right? So we were working on battery management system, cooling systems, and so on, and I worked on it for 1 year, and unfortunately I had to close it because it was a capital intensive business. It needed a lot of research and it needed a strong team, technically skilled team, which we did not have at that time. And based on all my learnings and all my experiences that I had in first, second, and third year of engineering, I started Innovact, right? So Innovact was born as a result of my own experience. So usually what happens is that students have projects and entrepreneurs have ideas, right? But they don't have money to hire people, and that's when they collaborate. And collaboration methods are time consuming on LinkedIn or WhatsApp or Discord, because it involves connection, convincing, verifying, and a lot of other steps. Plus, I mean, if you're in college and you ask your friend, mostly they want to party, or they have a cool life, they want a chill life, right? So this was the problem that even I had faced on multiple projects. And fortunately I also had found a co-founder who had also faced the same problem, right? And that's when we thought, okay, let's solve this problem where students and entrepreneurs can find their teams, at least their partners or founding team, very easily. That's how Innovact was actually born. So yeah.
So how you thought for this name, because it's really a very nice name, Innovact. So आपका मतलब कैसे लगा कि हाँ यही name is the perfect for our startup?
So, great question. So Innovact was earlier known as Charcha. Okay, so we wanted to build a platform where people would post questions and other people would answer, right? So Charcha in Sanskrit is discussion, right? So, but then, Charcha, the domain name was already taken by someone, and we were looking for an alternate name. And okay, we are building something around innovation, and for innovation, projects or ideas, for them to be fruitful, they have to take action on it, right? So innovation plus action is Inovact. That's how the name was born.
It's really a nice name. Okay, so like आपने जब सोचे तो okay we have to start something and you also told कि हमें पहले से थोड़े startups में थे आप, but उसके बाद हम सोचते हैं उसके बाद उसको implement करना, because सोचना idea काफ़ी लोग निकाल लेते हैं, but mostly people जो fail होते हैं it's like their implementation. So how you started doing the implement your idea?
Right. So the first thing that I did before even starting to build the product is form a team. Right, that is very important. And even before I formed a team, it is very important for you to know if you're solving a problem or not. So I spoke with almost 500-600 people, my ideal customers who were students or entrepreneurs, and I learned from them this is a problem that they have also faced. Only after knowing, okay, people are facing this problem and I have to solve it, that's when I started building this, right? See, for execution, I think two things are really important. One is a strong team, and one is the founder's persistence, right? Whatever happens, I will keep on going. I am solving something. I know that there are going to be a lot of ups and downs, but I should keep going. This is the kind of mindset a founder should have when they're building a startup, right?
Many people fail at this step.
Absolutely. And also, it's just not about the founder, it is also the team around the founder, right? I think if
absolutely correct, yeah.
If these two things are set, I mean, I don't think anybody can can stop somebody from building a company.
Yeah, right. Okay, so मतलब आपने ऐसे क्या steps लिए थे, like okay firstly you thought for the idea, उसके बाद next step आपका क्या था तो उसको एक अच्छा एक level तक ले जाने के लिए?
Right. There are a lot of things. I mean, in the interest of time, I'll just try to cut short many details here. First thing here is that once we started building this, we knew it was for students and early stage entrepreneurs, right? And we didn't have any kind of money for marketing, right? I mean, if I had to put an ad on TV, it would cost me like crores and crores of money, right? Or digital ads, so we didn't have money because we were all students back then, right? So what we did is we started conducting workshops in different colleges. So I had this experience of conducting and instructing workshops from my first startup, the startup that I was interning with, right? So we started building student communities in different colleges. We started building online communities, and then we started telling people about Inovact, right? So how does Inovact help you? Why should you join Inovact? And how can it take your skill set to the next level? How can it take your network to the next level, right? So we started promoting the application in multiple colleges, but we were also conducting workshops. It was like we were getting the value of more users on the platform, but the users were getting value from the workshops that were being conducted by us, right? So this was
basically like you were coordinating to the different colleges for a workshop event like that.
Absolutely. And this was in COVID, right? So COVID made was completely online, right? So we were just calling up students in different colleges when we were telling them, see, we are building something like this and we have to build distribution, and the best way to build distribution is by colleges, right? Because where do you find students? You find students in colleges, right? And when I say students, I'm talking mostly about engineering students, right? So we started building small teams in different colleges, and then they were supposed to organize different workshops and seminars that students could take value of, right? So that's how we started to build a solid distribution system, and that's how we are at 2500 users today.
It was really a nice idea कि connecting, and it's a like connection में वो आता है कि आपका पहला जो experience है वो आपके अभी के इसमें like work on हुआ. Okay, and yeah, one more thing कि what if like many when we are doing startup हमको काफ़ी difficulties आती हैं. So what difficulties you faced when you were in a growing stage?
I mean, we are still growing, right? We are not a very big startup yet. So I mean, I've faced a lot of problems. First thing is, see, I come from very humble beginnings and humble backgrounds, right? None of my family members run a business. Okay, and for me to start a business first of all was a huge mindset shift, because I was in a very good college, engineering college in Bangalore, and the placements were great, the packages were great, I was good academically, I had all the I deserved a good package. But first thing is the mindset. How do
Yeah.
I go from I can get a good package to I can
Or either.
live under my parents' money for the next
Yeah.
5-10 years, even without making a single dime for me, right? So the first thing is that mental challenge, right? Second thing is, how do I convince my parents ki whatever I'm doing is I'm doing for myself, and I want to experiment with my career for, let's say, 4-5 years. That was the
Right.
second challenge. And after starting, uh, although I am an engineer, or my co-founder was an engineer, we had no experience in product development. So we had to learn everything from scratch, which took us 1 year, right? So
Yeah.
1 year we only put our time in learning how to build a product, right? So how does a startup begin? What are the different stages in a startup? What is an MVP? What is a PMF? How should we go about our revenue models, right? So whatever a startup needs, we learned it in the first 1 year, right? So
Right.
that was a challenge. It was like pushing somebody into a river and asking them to learn swimming for the first time, right? So it was like that. And then unfortunately my co-founder left because he had a couple of other priorities. He quit.
Okay.
And then that was a personal challenge for me. I had to run a team of 10 people without a co-founder.
Right.
And we had different responsibilities. Now I had to manage both responsibilities,
For the responsibility.
right? So how do I do it on my own? That was a challenge. Next thing is, now that we were actually hiring students, and our product was built at a level where we had to hire professionals, right? So we did not
Okay.
have money. So how do I generate revenue and profit so that I can actually hire somebody, right?
Hmm.
So these are all challenges, right? But I would say one major challenge for me is self-doubt, right? Any entrepreneur at any stage will have this self-doubt, right?
Self-doubt, right?
If something is not working, we often think, why is it happening only to me, right? Although I am working a lot, I am working day and night, why am I not
Yeah.
seeing results, right? So that was
Right.
those were couple of challenges that I faced. And how did I actually go about it? I think about two things, right? So if I feel low, or if I have some self-doubt, the first thing that I ask myself is, why did I start this? Am I impacting people, right? So that will cut down half of my stress. Second thing is, I go to the Play Store and look at all the positive reviews that the product has got. So that will cut down another 50% of stress, right? So
Right.
challenges will be there on a daily basis, but these are a couple of challenges that have actually highlighted in my career as an entrepreneur so far.
Okay, so like as you told, you faced the difficulty ki your co-founder left, but after that, how you manage for hiring team, and what is the how any startup can at what stage your startup can start earning money?
Depends, yeah. Okay, that depends on what kind of a business you are building. For example, if I set up a small grocery store tomorrow, I can start making money from day one, because my only business is I get groceries from somebody else. I buy it from maybe a distributor or from an APMC yard. Then I sell it to retailers.
It will be a business कि हाँ profit में लेके बेचती हूँ.
So that is like day one I can start making money, right? But usually tech products like ours take a lot of time to make money. See, for us, before even we start making money, right, we have to build a good user base, right? And
Yeah,
that
right.
itself will take a lot of time. Then we have to start thinking about how do we retain these users. Then probably if we have to scale to 1 million users, how do we go about marketing? Should we burn money for that? Should we take organic methods of marketing, right? So there are a lot of questions that come in to tech products when we actually have to start making money. Now if you take ChatGPT for example, that is also a tech product, but they are also generating revenue, है ना? So It depends on businesses to businesses. And if you take Tesla for example, Tesla can be a lot of people think Tesla is a auto company, right? They manufacture cars, but they're actually a data company, right? All they are doing is aggregating a lot of data. So
Yes. Yeah.
depends on a lot of businesses. How are they structured? What kind of vision do they have? Are they capital intensive or not? Can they start making money from day one or not? So to answer that question, it really depends, and I think I've given you a couple of examples as to why it depends, right?
Right. Okay. Normally, like many people have this question कि they have the idea, they know how to implement it, but implementation के लिए can we start any startup without money? Like अगर हमारे पास कुछ money नहीं है, so can we start doing that?
See again, that depends on what idea do you have. See, tomorrow if your idea is to build a rocket ship or a spaceship, you will need money, right? You will need millions and millions of dollars to build a rocket ship. But if your idea is to build a website and make money out of the website, you don't need money to build a website, right? You can build it on your own without spending any dime. So but yeah, I mean, it depends on what kind of idea that you have. And see, I mean, even we built it from scratch. So there is this saying called the essence of entrepreneurship is in bootstrapping. That means, see, when you talk about entrepreneurs or startups, who are we? We are small businessmen, and startups are small businesses. And businesses are built to make money. है ना? So money can be made with money and money can be made without money also. For example, if you are running a digital marketing agency, or if you are running an agency where you build websites for others, you don't need any money to do it. All you need is internet and a laptop. But again, you will have to spend money on laptop, right? But if you are building a rocket ship or a spaceship, then of course you will need money, right? So your the answer to your question is very subjective, because it depends on multiple different businesses.
या एक्चुअली राइट थिंग ओके एंड आपने जब अपना स्टार्ट करा था तो आपने मैं आई डोंट हैव अ गुड आइडिया ऑन दिस बिजनेस और स्टार्टअप साइड, बट नॉर्मली जो लोगों का क्वेश्चन रहता है अगर आपने जब अपना स्टार्टअप करा तो अपनी टीम को आपने कुछ पे करने के लिए आपने कैसे करा? क्या आपने कुछ फंड रेज करे इससे होते हैं, या फिर लाइक हाउ यू अरेंज दैट थिंग?
Good question. So, as I said, this was also a challenge once upon a time for us, right? So, we realized there are a lot of people working with us, and apart from motivation, they need some kind of incentive, right? And incentives now for students is definitely money. Nobody works for free, right? And we also did not want anybody to work with us for free. So, we started conducting workshops in colleges. That's how we were able to fund ourselves. So we funded ourselves in incorporating our company. We funded ourselves in paying the team. So even now we pay the team through different gigs. So we conduct hackathons, we organize hackathons, we make money from that, and then we pay our interns and employees, right? And touch wood, from this month we have actually started generating revenue from our revenue model, the revenue model which we intend to scale in the future. So hopefully as a revenue model also, we are hoping it would scale in the next couple of months. So yeah, this is how we have been funding ourselves, and this is how we look forward to fund ourselves as well.
ओके एंड या वन मोर क्वेश्चन कि काफ़ी जब लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं तो ऐसी कौन सी मिस्टेक्स है जो उनको नहीं करनी चाहिए? काफ़ी लोगों को पता हो कि हमें ये करना है, बट ऐसी क्या चीज़ें जो उनको नहीं करनी बीइंग अ स्टार्टअप फाउंडर?
Thing is, build something which has demand. Okay? Do not build something which does not have demand. That means you have to find a problem and then build a solution. It's not like build a solution and then find a problem. So that is number one. Second thing is, when you're building a startup, your team is very important. So hire smart people and who are smarter than you, right? And your job is only to make those 10 smart people work together, right?
Right.
Again, don't overhire. Okay? hire only how much is needed, right? So first thing is the problem, second thing is you should have a great team, third thing I would say is have a good co-founder. Have a co-founder who has complementary skill sets. For example, if I know front-end development, my co-founder should know back-end development. The skill set has to be complementing, right? And the fourth thing that I would say is be grounded. Okay, don't think about what will happen tomorrow, think about what you can do today so that your tomorrow can be good, right? So I think these are the four things which I think entrepreneurs should do majorly, because these are out of my personal experiences, whatever I have told. But yeah, I mean, there is a huge list. If you just ask me, I can just come up with a huge list of what to do and what not to do. But
like these are the major things जो हमें अपने mind में रखनी चाहिए.
Absolutely. Yeah. Again, one more thing. First thing is problem, team, hiring, and the last one is that money, right? You should have a sustainable way to make money, because building startup is not about building a product. Building a startup is about making money, right? So you should always have a way, you should always know how to make money, right? So that is something that you have to think about.
Right, absolutely right. Okay, and ऐसी कोई एडवाइस जो आप दूसरों को देना चाहोगे, या फिर जो स्टार्टअप करने जा रहे हैं, एनी टू स्टार्टअप फाउंडर्स?
If you're a student, the best time to start up is college. So don't think about anything, just do it. And for fellow founders or entrepreneurs, be persistent. Persistence is the key, because I've been doing this for a long time now. And although initially we did not see any good result, now we are seeing better results. We are able to make revenue. So don't give up very early, but quit when it is necessary. So this is something that even I have it as a personal rule for myself. Until I know this is not going to work for 1000%, I will just keep going. And if I know that, okay boss, this is not working out, it is time to stop. So this is something that I would like to share with fellow founders or any student who wants to start up.
That was really amazing. Okay, so thank you so much for this session. काफ़ी insights मिले and काफ़ी knowledge. Even I learned a lot of things.
Thank you.
So guys, if you also want to be the next mentor, अगर आप भी अपनी नॉलेज शेयर करना चाहते हैं, कुछ एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करना चाहते हैं, तो डू फिल आउट द गूगल फॉर्म दैट इज एडिड इन माई इंस्टा बायो, एंड इंस्टा आईडी इज इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स. ऑल्सो आपको जो भी क्वेश्चंस हैं, जो भी डाउट्स हैं, या फिर कोई भी क्वेश्चंस हैं जो मेंटोर से पूछना चाहते हैं, डू कमेंट डाउन. हम आपके क्वेश्चंस अपने नेक्स्ट मेंटर से ज़रूर पूछेंगे. एंड ऑल्सो वी कैन आस्क क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द सेम मेंटर. हम रिकनेक्ट करके सेम मेंटर से भी आपके क्वेश्चंस पूछेंगे. एंड गाइस, कमेंट करके ज़रूर बताइएगा कि आपको ये सेशंस कैसे लग रहे हैं, बिकॉज आई विल ट्राई माई बेस्ट कि मैं आपके लिए एक वैल्यूएबल चीज़ ला पाऊँ. अगर आपको कोई भी लग रहा है कि हाँ, यू कैन इम्प्रूव इन दैट वे, और यू कैन डू सच थिंग्स, ओके, आई विल श्योरली लुक इन टू डैट. मैं पक्का इम्प्रूव करूँगी, इसलिए आपका फीडबैक मेरे लिए काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है. सो कमेंट करके अपना फीडबैक ज़रूर दीजिएगा. और ये मेरी एक छोटी सी कोशिश है आप सबके लिए, मतलब आपको हेल्प करने की. सो गाइज, या हेल्प मी इन दिस जर्नी एंड स्टे ट्यून्ड फॉर द नेक्स्ट सेशन. तब तक के लिए बाय बाय.